coaching session with Mr. Sanders. What do you think was working in that interaction? What do you think you did well and you felt really proud of?
I think with him, I think it was, I like that I remembered him, that I'd served him not too long ago.
Yeah, I think that was a really big standout. It's good that you realised who he was, and obviously he remembered you as well, so that was nice.
Yeah, I like that. I think it made him feel a bit more comfortable because he's coming in for a claim, doesn't it?
Yeah, poor thing. And on the point of the claim, what did you do to kind of make sure, since he had just had an accident, how did you, I guess, make him feel comfortable with everything that was going on?
I guess at first making sure that I was empathetic towards him.
Yeah, I think you did a really good job of that, so well done. Awesome. What else do you think you did well?
Well, I think when going through the contents, adding fusion on his policy.
Nice work. So you reviewed the options of his cover. That was really good. And he asked you what that meant, hey?
Yeah.
Cool. Good job.
Added fusion.
Added it on. Yeah. Do you remember the question that you used around his accidental damage coverage?
I asked him what his understanding of it was.
Cool. Good job. So you use questions around that as well. There were so many things that you did that stood out in that interaction.
Yeah, I think
really
so.
Good. Yeah.
With I think that's my third content. Well, my home and contents coaching.
Yeah.
Used open questions around accidental damage.
Yeah. Good job. What else do you think you did well?
I guess with him, I really found out what was important with him inside of his home.
Yes.
Especially like the items, which really were just his TV, like more his electronic devices than anything else.
Nice work. And what questions did you use around that? What open questions did you ask him?
I did ask him what was important.
Yes. Yeah, I loved that.
Most valuable thing inside of his home.
Yeah. And what did you find out when you asked him what was most important to him?
I also found out that theft.
Yes, very good.
Was his main worry.
Yes. And so then that kind of related back to your SMART goal and what you're working on at the moment with linking your features and benefits. How did you, what do you think you did well then? How did you give him value after he said about theft being the most important thing to him?
I guess I kind of touched on it separately, but I did let him know that we would cover him even if everything were to be left open.
Yes.
Which was actually a concern of his as well.
Yes.
That if he had left everything open.
Yeah, awesome. So good.
And even to just replacing everything brand new, because he did mention that it was all old stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But obviously having to replace it, he'd struggle with.
Yes, good job. Yes. So it's a really personalised value. I loved that. So, and that's directly what you're working on with your SMART goal too. So, well done. Awesome work.
Really good about that one.
Yes.
Ask what was important.
Cool.
And linked. To theft.
Perfect.
Cool.
Awesome. And so, seeing that he did have kind of his concern was around theft, and he did have a bit of a worry around replacing all of his items. What do you think you could have done with him? So around his contents, sum insured, what was the value that he had them insured at?
31,000.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And he was in a unit, but he did own the property as well, right? So what do you think you could have looked at to make sure that that amount would be enough to replace everything if there was a total loss?
I definitely could have at least let him know about the calculator on our website and gone through that, because I guess if something was to happen, he'd have to replace a lot of the inside of the unit as well as his belongings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And especially like with kitchen cupboards and stuff like that stuff adds up. So I feel like that amount
was a bit low.
It was a bit low.
Yeah.
So we can put as an opportunity there, review content sum insured. And how could you have introduced that? So how could you have been assertive in going through that with him?
I guess I could have then also, he didn't really know straight away that was covering all of his stuff either. So I could have asked him what his understanding of that was.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. That's a good way to bring it up.
And then from there I could have mentioned that we've got a calculator we have on our website which would be worth going through.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's good. So you can put that question that you said there. Cool. But in saying that, like you were saying, even just telling him about, that we cover anything that Strata doesn't cover, that was something I thought that you did really well too. So you can put that under what was working. Perfect. And so with your opportunities, was there anything else that you felt like you had missed in that interaction or that you thought you could have done differently? Or
I guess with him, obviously I went through his list of business and it looked like he had everything with us, but I still could have asked him what was insured elsewhere.
Yeah, cool.
I definitely missed that.
Nice work. Cool. And was there anything else that you thought like or felt like you did really well in that interaction? Was there anything you did there?
I think I too kind of liked the way I wrapped up and using my CAS scripting a bit before the end of the interaction. I liked doing that.
Nice work.
It kind of flowed with letting him know everything was going to come out to him as email anyway.
Yes, perfect. It wasn't scripted, so it all flowed really nicely.
Didn't feel like I was pushing this over.
Nice work.
In conversation. Cool.
Perfect. Cool. And around, so because he was, you went over his contents with him, what did you find out when you started talking to him about the Strata coverage especially? What was one thing that you asked him before you actually confirmed with him that, that we cover anything that Strata doesn't cover him for?
I confirmed whether he owned the unit.
Yeah. And what did you found out that he did own it, right?
Yep.
Cool. So where in the policy can we find that information when we're looking on the system?
Well, I guess I was in the amendment section.
That was
so what was that? The first tab. Second tab.
And did you notice on the policy what we had as far as, or what did you notice on the policy that we had as far as the ownership and whether he was owner?
Did it say owner?
Owner? I'll show you. We'll have a look. We'll open up his file
and
take a look at it.
Perfect.
What is his policy number? Okay. So, if we have a look at his file, let's bring this up. if we have a look at his contents insurance policy, looking in this screen, what can we see as far as ownership?
Tenant.
Yeah. So what could have, what's something that how could that have helped him with his policy as well that he was paying?
Definitely could have fixed that because I would have been less on his renewal. Maybe I'll give him a call.
Yeah. Cool. Good idea. Yeah.
Occupied by.
Yeah.
Occupant.
Yeah.
Status.
Nice. Yeah, we can go in there and fix that up. Might even give him a bit of a refund.
Cool. I'll do that.
Nice. And what is your SMART goal for this month?
Linking features and benefits.
Perfect. And how is that? What target is that helping you to improve on?
My written.
Yeah, beautiful. To help written, and in particularly with telephony, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Cool.
And what did you do to achieve that in that interaction?
I asked Jason what was important to him and then linked the features and benefits of theft.
Perfect. Good job. And from your opportunities, what do you think would have also helped you maybe in the future in increasing your written target as well?
Asking what was insured elsewhere.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And the same could have also asked.
Yep.
Yeah. I won't be long. Tap. And so, what else do you think was working? One other thing that I really liked. So, what do you think you did really well with as far as because he had a claim going, and if he needed to check on anything, how did you help provide an efficient service for him that could help save him some time in the future if he did need to check on anything?
I linked the self-service to his claim.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what else did you do with that? Because when you confirmed his contact details, what did you do? What did you update there for him?
We updated his email.
Yes.
So I did that for his self-service username as well.
I thought that was so good, honestly. So many people would probably miss that, and you know that customer's probably going to go try and log in online and think he's updated his email on his self-service account too. But really it's still the old one. So I really liked that you did both of those. And it wasn't a robotic scripting. You linked it directly to what he had come in.
Yeah,
for.
that
So
worked
really
really
good.
well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice work. Good job.